That and much more besides on the show today. There is only, however, one place to start this morning. Good morning to you, gentlemen. A thrilling Super Sunday match at St James's Park yesterday. Arsenal eventually getting the win late in stoppage time, but they felt aggrieved after having a first-half penalty for a foul by Newcastle goalkeeper Nick Pope on Viktor Gyökeres overturned after VAR intervention. So, first of all, let's have a look at it.
Well, this could come to Gyökeres.
Oh.
Pope challenged.
Well, he's got to give it.
It's a penalty.
Well, Jared Gillett, he has a good think about it. He takes his time, and that's a penalty. He sticks that right leg out, Nick Pope, just there, and that knee can't get out of the way, Gyökeres, knee on knee.
Dogso or not Dogso is the next part of the argument. There is also some question around whether Nick Pope got a touch on the ball, and from an entirely opposite perspective, therefore, whether it might not be a penalty at all.
Does. A little bit torn, to be honest with you.
But the VAR is calling that a natural position, a natural motion.
After review, the Newcastle goalkeeper plays the ball and there is no foul. The final decision is proper.
No, I think Nick Pope's the most relieved man in the stadium.
Right, Dermot, we've got to start with you. Was the right decision reached in the end?
I think it shows how difficult it was that Gary Neville has gone from adamant it's a penalty to being torn when he sees it again. When you look at it, Pope does get a touch on the ball, doesn't he? Which my instinct immediately was penalty. You see it again, he does get a touch on the ball. He plants his foot so he doesn't follow through with the tackle. So that's why it was overturned.
Go on then, Jay, your perspective on it as a striker.
That's definitely a penalty. I don't care. There's no... OK, he's touched the ball ever so slightly. If he doesn't hit Gyökeres, then he's going to go around the keeper and put it in the back of the net. He's obviously stopped him from getting to the ball. There might have been the slightest touch, but it's not enough to say it's not a penalty. It's still a penalty. We see one last week with Sanchez. Sanchez touched the ball and Buemo goes through. What happens, Dermot?
Last week was different, wasn't it? If you watched last week...
He touches the ball, though.
If you let me finish, please. He touches the ball, but he follows through his tackle, doesn't he? Pope...
Yeah, that's a natural motion. He's trying to get the ball.
OK. If you watch this one, like, he touches the ball, then he follows through, he catches him on the knee. If you watch the Pope one, the ball, he touches the ball, but he plants his foot. He does no more. He doesn't...
He's sliding like that. He's sliding like that still. His foot's still there. He's still going towards the ball.
There.
Yeah, but he's still coming towards the ball. He hasn't stopped still. He's trying to spread himself and make himself big. It's the same kind of thing.
If you watch that, Pope does not go into Gyökeres, does he? He stops.
No, he's not stopping. Stopping would mean he stands like that. He's actually gone forward still and he's made himself big like that. Stopping still is different forward than having your foot there, but he still caught him. And that, to me, makes it's a penalty. There's no doubt about it. Everyone thought that was a penalty. That's the talking point. If everyone thinks it's a penalty, again, this is I always go back to the officials in the VAR room. Have they played the game? Do they understand what happens in a football match? He has not stopped still. You can say his foot is planted, his foot's not planted if it's facing out. If his studs are facing to the side, a planted foot means that the studs will be in the floor. They're not in the floor. That means he's come forward, he's still in motion, he's hit Gyökeres, and he's brought him down. Gyökeres goes around the keeper there, he's going to put it in the back of the net.
OK, let's move on and get the thoughts of then Bukayo Saka and Mikel Arteta for you.
For me, it was a penalty. We were instructed very clearly again this season that unless it's a clear and obvious error, the VAR is not going to intervene. It's not, so that's my opinion. Thanks God we find a way to win the game.
If we have VAR, it's for clear and obvious error, and the fact that it took the ref that long to decide, it shows it's not a clear and obvious error, but it's things like this, these little things that always go against us.
So, Dermot, should they have just stuck with the on-field decision then? And what do you make of those comments then?
This year they've tried to stop the on-field decision as much as possible. There's no doubt about that. But I think once the VAR looks at it, he's decided he's played the ball. and that's the key factor. Once he's decided to play the ball, he's still sent the referee to screen. The referee could still hold his ground. He could still say it's a penalty.
Can I ask you a question, Dermot? Do you think that going forward, and again, this is hypothetical, I know you don't like hypotheticals sometimes, but do you think they need to take in consideration where the ball actually goes or how far the ball actually goes away from the player? Because if the ball is touched slightly, but then you take out the player, if you don't take out the player could still get there, right? So I think maybe going forward, they have to take that into consideration, because in that point, if Gyökeres isn't touched, he could still go around and get the ball because it's close enough to him, right?
Maybe. But,
it's a point, yeah. Fair enough.
It is, maybe. But referees take everything into consideration. They look at everything, look at where the ball's going, the direction of play, would the player have got it? We see instances this weekend where is a player in control of the ball, is he not?
But and again, we're going back and forth now, but even that Sanchez one, technically, when you look at that, Mbeumo is not in control of the ball. The defender's actually there, so he might not have even got the ball. But Sanchez still touches it, and yes, he's coming out because he's actually running.
I think if I can stop you there, Jay, sorry. That's a red herring, because we all know that was a red card last week.
But he touched the ball.
But we all know it's a red card.
Yeah, but so what I'm saying is it's the same thing, isn't he? He's saying he touched the ball.
It's not the same, because we all know that was a red card last week, so we can park that.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying if that's the rule, it should be the rule here. He's touched the ball. Sanchez has touched the ball, and here Pope has touched the ball, and it's a different decision.
Okay.
But it's a different tackle.
We're going to park it. We're going to leave last week. We're going to leave that here. We just want to move on to, as much as we can, another potential penalty incident late on. Let's look at Anthony Elanga's cross, hitting Gabriel's outstretched arm. Take us through this one then, Dermot.
Yeah, I think this is a really interesting decision. This is after the one at Luton with Luton and Wolves, where the player, it struck his arm, it struck his leg, flew up, hit his arm, and it was decided it's not possible. Now, the rule is, if it strikes your body and flies up onto your arm, it's not going to be given, because it's not possible to get out of the way.
So I was the same with Dermot on that one. That was a tough one, because they're both going into a challenge. And like Dermot said, by the letter of the law, the rule is if it touches your body and then hits your arm, it's not handball. But the only thing I would say about that is, yes, there was a challenge, but not enough of a challenge, because the ball was still going to go in the box until it hit his arm. That's the only thing I would decision. But again, by the letter of the law, it's a correct decision.
It was Nick Voltemade who put Newcastle ahead. Arsenal claimed he pushed Gabriel before heading the ball in. Not enough in this, Jay?
No, that's never been a foul. And there's not enough contact there. What Gabriel's done, to be honest, is what I think a lot more players should do, and goalkeepers we've spoken about, is he realises he's under the ball. He realises Voltemade is going to rise above him and get that. So he knows he's in a bad position, and he's felt hands on his back, and he's felt, let me go down. I felt contact. He's gone down, but obviously it hasn't gone his way this time.
Now, Dermot, straight from the restart, Gabriel had a scuffle with Voltemade, elbowing him in the face. Actually, was he lucky to get away with this?
I think he's lucky he didn't actually strike him properly, because where he's got lucky is the referee hasn't seen it. It's gone to VAR. The VAR say red card or nothing, and he's decided it's not a red card. I don't think it's a red card. I think if the referee sees it, he's certainly going to get a yellow card. I think what was clever there is the referee's realised something's happened. Let's just calm them down and take the sting out of it.